guys, it's the ant gazer here, and today I will be making my first colony showcase with my colony of unidentified black ants. I currently am sticking to the theory that they are Argentine ants, aka Linepithema humile, and thus I will be just presenting this colony, one of my most prolific colonies that I've kept in my short time ant keeping. This colony was caught about 2 weeks earlier than my Camponotus rubithorax colony, and so they have, well, you can see by the sheer amount of brood and workers present in this test tube setup. Well, it's more than just a test tube setup, but more on that later, that this colony, they have really grown quickly. They are at the moment at about, I'd like to say, between 30 and 50 workers, and well, it's been a really fast growth. Like, the first workers arrived like in a month and a half after I caught the queen, which is incredible, and I was really excited to see just how fast these ants were developing. They are very small too. They are like, the workers are at most, like, and I'm talking the biggest workers, 3 millimeters in length. The queen, Her Royal Majesty, she clocks in at about 8 millimeters of length, and as you can see, she still has one of the wings present from her nuptial flight. It's actually quite funny that she didn't shed that particular wing. The other one is gone. Like, as soon as I caught her, she still had all 4 wings when I caught her, and well, now she only has one. For some reason, she decided to keep just the one. And well, here you can appreciate just a bit of the setup that I've put them. They are in a test portal. They have a little tube of sugar water connected to that test tube. They've been drinking a lot, and well, you can notice by their accelerated growth, it's really cool how fast they've grown. And well, I'm going to show you how they feast on a piece of mealworm here. And as you can see, here's the first 2 workers recognizing the food and identifying it. You could see one of them just run out for the rest of the colony through this vinyl tubing here. I use it to connect an acrylic nest that when I purchased, and well, yeah, they go through the vinyl tubing from their test tube portal to their nest. Here you can see with a bit more clarity exactly how this is set up. That seashell is there just so that, well, I had to use a bit of cellophane paper to cover the light, since ants don't perceive red light, so to them it's like they're in complete darkness. Still, they haven't moved. I'm trying very hard because their test tube is a bit dirty, but hey, here you can see that the colony, they are ravenous. They really like to eat. Once I drop a piece of mealworm, within 5 minutes there will be a relatively big swarm, like 10 or so workers. Never less than 10 workers, just quickly finding the food and just going at it. It's a really fun colony to watch, especially because, you know, their numbers, they have grown quickly, and thus it is easier to see them just acting like a pack. Also, that's because of their size. Other larger species act a bit more like individuals, and I'm going to show you guys a couple of other colonies, bigger species I've got in my room at the moment, so more on that next week. But for today, I just wanted to show you how these little ants, these Argentine ants, maybe, are feasting on their mealworm. They are really happy. You can see that more of them have arrived since the last shot. There should be about like 20 workers coming. You can see them coming from the hole that connects their nest to to this little foraging area in their acrylic nest. They really are good at just following trails. Like, one of them goes, "Hey, I found food, come quick, and follow this pheromone path I'm gonna leave for you," and thus they come. and they come in droves. As you can see, there's still like half the colonies, well, more than half of the colony is still in the test tube taking care of the brood and the queen, because you know you cannot have the entire colony foraging if that's gonna leave the queen defenseless. Here is a close-up of them. You can really appreciate how like more detail in every single ant here than in the other shot. This is, well, I'm still recording with a low quality camera, relatively speaking, so maybe in the future I'll get a more powerful lens if this channel really works. But at the moment, I think this is pretty good. Considering these ants are 2 millimeters, maximum like 3 millimeters, this is a pretty good shot. I really enjoy watching these ants just devouring the mealworm. You can see one of the ants, like, well, not at the moment, but one of them was carrying a piece of mealworm in her jaws. Oh yeah, fun fact, every single one of those worker ants you see there is a female. Well, ants only work with males if they need them, if they strictly need them. If they don't, they just don't produce males. Males are only used during nuptial flight, and which is the way in which ants reproduce. But I think I'll make a separate video for nuptial flights. But for the time being, you can just appreciate every single one of these ants, these ladies. They're female ants, and it's really amazing to think like they work like this, and their ant societies work so well. I love ants because they are just little societies of living beings. They remind me a bit of humans, like us humans. We too act like ants sometimes. We work together to achieve bigger things than one or two individuals might be able to accomplish. And with that, I think that's gonna be it for this video. This is only my second ever YouTube video, and I really hope you've enjoyed it. Please, in the comments, leave any feedback you have, positive, negative, leave it there. I'll be sure to read it and make improvements based upon your feedback. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next week.